Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today we're going to go into the book of Psalms, the 29th chapter, a psalm of David. Give unto the Lord Yahweh, O ye mighty. Give unto the Lord Yahweh glory and strength. Give unto the Lord the glory due unto his name. Worship the Lord Yahweh in the beauty of holiness. The voice of the Lord Yahweh is upon the waters. The God of glory thundereth. The Lord is upon many waters. The voice of the Lord is powerful. The voice of the Lord is full of majesty. The voice of the Lord Yahweh breaketh the cedars. Yea, the Lord breaketh the cedars in Lebanon. And this is going into the majesty, right? The power of the voice of the Lord. As it says, the voice of the Lord in the storm. He maketh them also to skip like a calf. Lebanon and Sirion like a young unicorn. It says here, he makes Lebanon's mountains skip like a calf, and he makes Mount Hermon leap like a young wild ox. That's a mountain right there. Can you imagine that? The voice of the Lord divideth the flame of fire. Right? It says the voice of the Lord strikes with bolts of lightning. Okay, NIV, the voice of the Lord strikes with flashes of lightning. The voice of the Lord shaketh the wilderness. The Lord shaketh the wilderness of Kadesh. The voice of the Lord, and that's why, if this is just the voice of the Lord, can you imagine, the day of the Lord and what he's going to do when he's Yahweh said, he shall scream like a travailing woman, because he's going to come in the power and also the wrath of his father. Can you imagine what a day that's going to be? That's why the scriptures keep on emphasizing it. You're not dealing with, man, you're not dealing with ordinary beings. You're dealing with the two top beings in all of existence, the Most High and his Son, the Father and the Son. Man, but the world is going to learn. All right, when the judgments of the Lord are in the earth, the inhabitants will learn righteousness. Verse 9, it says, the voice of the Lord Yahweh maketh the hinds to calve, right? And that's to bring forth, to bear, right? To, like how you go into labor and you have a child. And discovereth the forests, and in his temple doth everyone speak of his glory. The Lord Yahweh sitteth upon the flood, yea, the Lord sitteth king forever. Let's read that in the NLT. It says, the Lord rules over the flood waters. The Lord reigns as king forever. Yeah, the Lord is king of everything, right? The elements, the floods, the animals, air, wind, elements, everything. Verse 11, the Lord Yahweh will give strength unto his people. The Lord will bless his people with peace. You see that? And that's what ultimately, that's the fate that's going to befall Israel, right? Peace forever, for all eternity. And we are eagerly, awaiting that. And that brings us to the end of the book of Psalms, the 29th chapter. Mainly, just going into the magnifying of the Lord's power, right? The voice of the Lord. But Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakha Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.